Oh, hey.
Oh, how cute.
Spank me, Daddy. Spank me.
Wow,
Spoiler alert, you're about to get
Hey,
spanked.
It has other uses. When Mrs. Nerdrotic's a bad girl.
Spoil something.
Don't spoil the climax.
Made the text 3D.
Yes.
Now, because it is WB, we can't show the trailer because we would instantly begin.
Ooh, let's act
taking
it out. Is he gonna rip his shirt open? I haven't seen this yet.
No, you haven't seen the trailer yet?
Just
No.
hope.
It came out 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't understand this ad rollout. It's so strange. To start with, Superman crashed and dead, right? We've already had that. We've talked about that. It's weird, but I guess you're trying something new, whatever. And then the next one, he's also getting his ass kicked, like through the whole thing. He's whining in this therapy session, this interview.
Getting over-emotional.
Over-emotional. Like, why is he...
Yes.
He should be standing and saying, because it's the right thing to do, for good. I'm standing for good. Because people were going to die. Not because people were going to die.
So here's the thing. I don't mind if he's venting to Lois, right? Like all this stuff's going on.
Yeah.
Lex
It's private.
Luthor is warring basically this smear campaign against him, and he might not know about that, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't mind if he's like venting his frustrations privately to Lois. The problem is the way they set it up as this interview, and it's also the first fucking thing we see in the trailer. Now, if you reorder the events in this trailer, and maybe at first you have the Pa Kent voiceover, right? You start with like some soft music that is continuing to grow in the background as you hear Pa Kent saying, you know, your decisions, your choices, those are the things that make you who you are, like blah, blah, blah. And we have those clipped in with images of him saving the people and stuff. That sets a completely different tone for the trailer. And then maybe you can have this happen a little bit later on. I think it was a little jarring to have this thing and him getting so defensive to somebody who clearly is on his side anyway.
Yeah.
It set a weird tone for the trailer.
I mean, this could work in context to what Ryan is saying, and I totally agree, is like you're starting out with this, and for one, you know, like, listen, people are going to be sensitive to this, and they should, because Hollywood has earned all the ire that they get. They don't deserve the benefit of the doubt for shit. So it puts
Didn't come out of nowhere.
Lois in the position of power over Superman. This is the first time we're hearing him speak as Clark Kent, like more than a couple of sentences. We're hearing a conversation, and we're hearing him, and I think he sounds fine. But it was a very strange way to start it. The trailer is fine. It's like the best thing they've put out so far. It's the best promotional thing they've done. But as I said, I was covering this with Chris, and you know, I've seen it a couple more times. It's whelming. It's
It's very whelming.
Yeah,
It's mad to me. That's
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make me excited to go watch it. But it's
Superman.
not horrible or anything.
It looks pretty.
To me, like I've had concerns from the first trailer, and I see similar missteps with this trailer for all the things that you guys have been talking about. Like in the previous trailer where it started with the opening, I was saying, yeah, that might make sense in context, but that's something you need to build up into and earn. And then they're doing almost similar things with this trailer where they're leading with something that sets a kind of sour, you know, taste in my mouth. And look, I hope the film is good. I want it to be good. I've been saying that for a while. But the fact that they're constantly kind of misstepping certain, like, you know, ways that we would want Superman depicted just makes me more worried that they don't understand the character.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. Like, I appreciate not spoiling the fucking plot in the trailer. I'd rather have an ambiguous you know, the 28 Days Later trailer, however that fucking movie turns out, that first one they released, was trailer perfection.
Fucking great.
That was trailer perfection. It sets a mood, it sets a tone, gives you kind of an idea of what it is, and it's designed to, like, I want to watch that. This one, it felt like they were trying so hard not to give away parts of the plot, which I appreciate. I do. But, and like, listen, I hope we walk out of the movie going, God, that was a garbage fucking marketing campaign, but fucking A, that was a banger, man. Let's go. We got a Superman movie.
We need an inverse TLJ.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that argument, the interview, which apparently goes on for like 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes in the movie.
It's a long scene.
It's long. Like, it has context, and James Gunn is very proud of it. He made sure to point that scene out at CinemaCon.
I got a question though.
Sure.
He's not wearing glasses in that. Is he Clark posing as Superman for the interview for her, or is he? You see what I'm saying?
Maybe he got LASIK.
She knows he's Superman. They're already together.
At that point?
At this point, yeah.
It's already established at that point.
Well, see, I'm not sure I like that because there's so many weird vibes with this where it seems like the people are still coming to terms with Superman, he's still coming to terms with who he is and all this stuff. That it's like they've got elements of his early career and then they have elements of his later career where he's in a full-blown relationship with Lois and she knows who he is and all this stuff. And I'm getting
Brian's
like Superman year 2.
It's early on, but like, dude, I am completely okay with like them just coming in the fucking middle. I am so tired of beginnings and ends. It's like, fucking A, give me something in the middle where he's established. People know where he is. We've worked out some stuff already with Lois Lane. We knew that was going to happen anyway. And let's have him fighting some fucking bad guys and saving people.
And I think the crux of why this is a discussion, why he's getting so much criticism, it's going to be, like we heard from the leaks, that Lex Luthor is actually engineering a lot of this kind of social media stuff. Now, I don't mind the idea of that in principle. I don't love the idea that it's a bunch of mutant monkey troll farm that he's using in a different dimension. But the idea that Lex Luthor, because everything he's building can't stop him, he's going to find a different way to neutralize Superman, and the idea that it would be to try to turn public opinion away from him. Like, in principle, if well executed, I don't mind that idea.
Right.
And that is probably what's causing so much of this stuff, that it's a little bit overblown.
Yep.
When did Lex Luthor lose his hair? Because I feel like we could trace a lot of his anger issues back to that moment.
Well,
it's inadequacy.
That's actually
depends on which origin.
Not that there's anything wrong with being bald.
No,
no.
Of course,
there's nothing wrong with being bald.
Depending
34.
Yeah,
that's when 30 fucking 4.
Yeah, depending on the version you read from the comics, it does actually. It's a factor. It's a huge factor. So, but Tyrone, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the trailer?
Well, if you saw my reaction, you know I'm just lukewarm on it, and I'm concerned. You know what I mean? I've been a fan for years. So, and I'm a fan of Zach's, but I'm not a Snyder bro. Like, just some of his stuff I like, some of his stuff is just okay for me. So, I feel like there's an overcorrection with this Superman versus what Zach did. I think whatever complaints for the DCEU, there's a magnifying glass on them. So they glaringly went so far to the left or right with trying to overcorrect for this movie. The really bright colors, the suit is vastly different, just certain things about it. They went really Silver Age comic-y, campy with certain things. I'm just like, I don't know if it's going to work. I'd like it to work. I just don't know. So I'm in limbo right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, because I do not have the, like with the kaiju, right? And I know what's behind it, but fuck it. I'm fine with Superman fighting a giant monster. It's like, dude, let's do this, but make it good, okay? Because it could go horribly wrong. It could go so wrong. But I'm fine with leaning into the comic stuff. We've got fucking Crypto. I like Crypto in the comics in small doses. I like the dog in small doses. That's fine. You can do the dog in small doses, but they've made it like all of the marketing, and we know why. They're trying to get women to this to this movie.
They could make his bulge bigger. That'll get me there.
Right?
A little.
But my nitpicks from the beginning were from a very
nips are what?
My nips are hard.
From a very comic book perspective. That collar, I fucking hate. I hate the new 52 collar with all my heart. I think it sucks.
Trunks are
all
on.
of them suck. They all suck.
In most of James Gunn's DC stuff, I thought his costumes were really great.
Yeah.
In like Suicide Squad, good. Even in Peacemaker, the show's not very good, but like the costume's pretty good.
Yep.
And then in Superman, like the biggest production, it's just meh. It's like it looks clunky and fat, and the colors are even kind of off. Even though they're brighter, they're just kind of like, I don't know.
People keep telling me to let the suit go. I'm not letting it go.
No.
It's an eyesore through the whole movie.
Yeah, and now this is in the trailer, which means this is in the movie. This is what it looks like in the movie. We can't be like, oh, it's set photos. Like, this is what it looks like. It looks a little.
I need to ride a motorbike
funky.
at a moment's notice.
They were definitely they were going for a golden age look, right? A little bit of a golden age look, and it just
I can tell.
We'll have to see how it looks, but I see it in the trailer, and I'm like, other costumes are better. Thanks for putting the trunks back on, but you don't.
Thanks for putting a huge U on Ultraman. That's something.
Yeah. Well, okay. We got the Alex Ross S and not the proper S.
Yeah, it's
Superman
the Kingdom
S,
Come.
yeah.
The Kingdom Come S.
And it just reeks of like, I think that's because Superman's about to become public domain, and I think it's a rights thing that they leaned into this. That's my guess anyway. And I didn't recognize her at first in the trailer, but that's the engineer on the right. So Jim Lee's Wildstorm characters are, which it tells you that they probably were gonna put the Authority in here, and that got shit canned. But
the girl has the same collar shape almost.
And the thing is, you see the engineer at a different point in that, like here, she's with the military. They're arresting Superman. At a different point, you see her with Lex.
Lex, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on there exactly.
She looks spiky.
Yeah, what is going on there?
Some people are just spiky,
yeah.
Kind of rude to mention it, but I mean
I like the look of the Fortress of Solitude.
I like Lex too. Lex looks cool.
Looks good.
I think Lex looks good.
I just not buying Nicholas Hoult.
Really?
At all. Yeah,
I gotta see the movie.
Looks like
I think it can
bald
go either
Razor
way.
Fist.
I have complete confidence that Nicholas could play this well. It's all going to depend on how he's written.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a
true,
great actor. I love him as an actor, but this trailer, I'm just like, I do not feel Lex with this at all.
We didn't get anything of him. He was yelling in one because he was mad. We got one of him saying Superman.
Which was very like Kevin Spacey from Superman Returns. If you've seen that whole that snippet where he's going through different versions of just saying Superman. He's doing, and he does one of those. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, we don't have enough of him at all to me feel even how he's going to come off in this.
Yeah, well, he's better than Jesse Eisenberg.
I think we're in agreement there. Yeah.
100%.
But we got to see if he puts like candy in somebody.
Yeah, a
else's
little Jolly Rancher.
Well, to me, Jesse Eisenberg was always Alexander Luthor II. That's who he was.
Yeah.
And he'll always be that.
Yeah.
Thought he was Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, but he was. There wasn't.
It's like the same all the time.
If he had a personality.
Elon Zuckerberg. That's who he was.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Facebook.
But I still don't. What did Chris tell me that? They did another test screening, I guess, and it's a little different. And they added some. There's going to be post-credit scenes.
More crypto.
Oh,
No.
Great.
It's the universal fixer.
Yeah.
There's post-credit scenes.
Post-credit scenes.
Lobo or Supergirl or something.
It's got to be Supergirl. That's the only other thing they've.
Nope.
Sure.
Nope. You want to put up the spoiler thing?
No?
You want to put up the spoiler thing?
okay.
You can
I think
dip out.
Batman's gonna have Ace, so they're gonna bring Ace in for Batman then, and then Crypto and Ace are gonna get their own.
All right.
What is it?
It's going to be James Gunn's wife.
Yes, you guessed it. No.
Whip it
All
down.
right. I want everybody to know this comes directly from Chris Gore.
Okay.
The guy that said he wasn't going to do any more leaks and stuff of things. I'm not going to break it.
Well, maybe it's brain
So
core.
direct all questions to Chris Gore. I know he's listening too. I'm just kidding, Frank. I love you. Chris Gore heard it from somebody else, okay, who goes to all the test screenings. So I can't tell you what happens because I don't know what happens, but Brainiac and Hal Jordan.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Brainiac
So
and-
the
yeah.
TV show.
Yep.
The TV show, yeah.
Okay.
Lanterns.
Which I hate that. Call it fucking Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns.
It's
Green
they're
Lantern. Just call it
ashamed.
Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? No, lantern. You know what? It's just we're gonna have a bunch of guys in green with their fucking rings on, and their willpower doing shit. But man, I draw the line at Green Lanterns. We need to call it lanterns.
I think that both of the actors that are cast for that can like knock the specific roles out of the park.
Totally, absolutely.
However,
Yes.
the first image that they released, I fucking hated.
It's
like, bro, it's just two dudes walking down a street.
Down a street,
man.
yeah.
And you had to look really hard to see the ring on Hal Jordan. So, but no, I love the casting. I thought it was pretty good. To be honest with you, yeah.
Really good,
Yeah. theory, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner's fucking rad. I hate his look.
It's so funny because Fillion, like, people have wanted him to play Hal Jordan for forever.
Yes.
That was fan casting from the
Hal Jordan. Yeah,
he has voiced him in the animated universe. Yeah, and so for him to show up as Guy Gardner with the fucking hair was.
He's getting a bit on in years now.
Doesn't that scream superhero show?
No, it does not.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's like a CW, like they're gonna try to do a fucking. They're in Montana somewhere, and these are a couple cops.
By all means, they need to protect the ranch. Okay, that's what they're there to do.
They look like they're about to do a struggle snuggle in the mountains.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Brokeback Lanterns. So, overall feeling from the from me, it looks like most people like it. Most people are happy about it. The reaction on YouTube is really good. There's nowhere I think the downvotes, it's minuscule.
It's like 500,000 upvotes to 15,000 downvotes.
Yeah. It's
so. Regardless of whatever Twitter sphere you might be in, where it seems like everyone hates it, overall, it's been a pretty positive reception.
Yep.
I don't hate it. There's nothing which excites me.
Exactly.
No,
stuff I like about it, but it's not like it doesn't make me want to go see the movie though. That's
it makes me. If it was on TV on a Saturday afternoon when I'm doing the laundry, I'd maybe have it on. But thinking,
I praise that.
Yeah. If I was if I wasn't doing YouTube and I was just a regular, I was a regular Joe, this isn't my job, and I saw that, would I be tempted to go to the cinema to see it? Nah. I just feel like I'll wait till it comes on Netflix.
If it comes to me, I'll see it. I'm not going to go to it.
Yeah.
If it, like the chair, it says "Look up" is the tagline.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be
inspiring, but none of it has
aspirational and inspirational. And we start out with a whiny Clark.
Yeah, inspirational.
It's just a weird choice.
And after we saw a defeated, destroyed Superman in the opening of the previous trailer. So
and in this one, he's beat down like 3 different times.
Yep.
In the trailer. So it's like, is he getting his ass kicked the whole time? I mean, it could be cool, I guess. I don't know. But it looks like he's getting his ass kicked.
Why was he covering his face when he was getting blasted by fire?
Wouldn't you?
See?
Yeah, wouldn't you? I mean,
that seems like a natural reaction.
Protects money
Not for Superman. That's my point.
But if he could see, you block the fire so then you can move. And
they did.
I can say that.
I mean, we got to get total verification, but I mean, because it came from comicbook.com, I tweeted about it, but they did fix one thing. So it sounds like their fan feedback works. And why not?
Why would Superman wouldn't even feel the can hitting the back of his head?
No.
Never mind flinch to it. So it made no sense.
We don't know what's in that can.
Kryptonite!
Spam.
Was it your interpretation, that little shot we get in the trailer, that Metamorpho is creating kryptonite when he's in that one cell, when we see him for a second in the trailer, Gary?
His hand glowing.
That's what I thought too, Tyrone, and I think that is interesting. Like Metamorpho can like change and synthesize into like a bunch of different chemicals and shit. So the idea that he could turn into kryptonite, and that might be what he's in there for and what they're using him for, is interesting.
That's really interesting. Stick with that and not with monkeys and super shit. Yeah.
The shot where Superman is getting beat down by guards in a cell, Metamorpho is like sitting in the corner of the cell, and I believe his left arm is glowing green.
Glowing green. But go back to the Blink thing. Yeah. So they definitely fixed this, and they listened to some fan feedback. I would say get rid of the monkeys too. But here's the scene. First teaser. He blinks, and he doesn't blink in the bottom one, and like that's.
I think it's a good fix. It makes more sense to me.
And fixing these minor things can absolutely help, and this is why you do test screenings. That's why they've always done test screenings and done like little reshoots at the end.
With the two movies that are going to come out pretty close together, Fantastic Four, Superman. Superman doesn't give me red flags. It just there's nitpicks about it that I can be like, I would rather it be this way, or I would rather the tone of it be a little different. Fantastic Four, red flags.
Major red flags.
Female Silver Surfer off the bat, red flag. So, like, just on that aspect, I'm looking forward to Superman. I'm intrigued to see if it's, good. We'll see. But the trailers so far have been
meh. They've been meh.
It seems so busy. It seems too busy. I mean, it could be purposely. The trailer could be purposely doing this, but I just see a confused mess. on the
doing too
screen.
much.
I don't see a vision. I don't see a direction. I just see
Unfocused.
throw all these characters in because they're coming down the line. We've got to introduce these. We've got the whole fucking authority business with Maxwell Lord. They're probably not even going to make any dent in the film whatsoever. I would have liked to have just seen something a little bit more specific to Superman and maybe Lex, or Superman and Brainiac, or Superman and just something specific. It just seems like a confused mess at the moment.
There's a lot of characters. I'm not sure how they're going to make it work. I mean, they have Mr. Terrific in there. And to me, from what I remember reading the comic, he looks comic book accurate, which is fantastic.
A little skinnier.
Terrific, you could
Yeah,
say.
but the issue is, like, you have all these characters. How are you going to make all those characters work in the Superman movie? It seems like they're cramming way too much stuff into it.
And maybe they don't take a bunch of time in the movie. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just the aspect, and they're trying to throw it all in the trailers. Yeah. But
they can't. We've got a 10-minute interview.
But why'd you have
marketing?
Why'd you have Maxwell Lord and Lex Luthor? They're almost they're kind of like the two sides of the same coin.
Rival.
You know, they're very similar kind of entities in terms of power, in terms of what they try to do, and all that kind of stuff. So it seems so bizarre having those two in this film.
I think it's because the way that you make the spin-offs and stuff now is you get a movie that you think is going to be a hit, you have all the little side characters in, and then you attempt to spin them off. Also to give people reason to go, because the same thing that makes people not dislike it, that just means they don't hate it. But if it's neutral, they're not going to bother giving any kind of reaction. But it also means they're not going to go to the cinema. So they fill it full of as much stuff as possible, try and get the widest audience, hope for the spin-offs, and then hope that it's good enough that people will go, well, you know, it's not that bad, but it's better than everything else.
Well, the S does stand for hope.
Not chestnut.
So
That's been this year, Disparu. This entire
This
year.
S on my home planet of Krypton, it stands for Gunn.
It stands for James Gunn.
It's a J. It's not an S. It's a J.
I think that Maxwell Lord in this is not going to be presented as a villain, at least not yet.
Yeah.
It seems like he is the one that is, you know, kind of holding together this other superhero alliance. I don't know what they're going to be called, but
The Justice Gang.
The Authority.
The Justice Gang.
Is that what it's going to be? The Justice?
It's kind of a
So,
slang. It's the slang for it in the movie, the Justice Gang.
Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, like he's going to be like in that group of. So he's not going to be presented as like a villain in this, at least. Maybe something could come to light a little bit later where he's playing a different game, but.
Okay, so why put out the trailer for Peacemaker where they all look like a bunch of dickheads?
Yeah.
Dude, as
Maxwell Lord, Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl,
They're all
all
like-
come across as a bunch of pricks.
last night I'm like, I'll give another look to Peacemaker. I'll look at it one more time. I fired up the first episode and those fucking credits where they're doing the fucking dance, and I turned it off. I'm like, fuck this, I can't do it. I'm out. I'm out.
Are you actually asking me why Guy Gardner comes off as kind of a prick? Is that like a real question you asked?
No, not just Guy Gardner, Maxwell Lord, and Hawk Girl. Guy Gardner's a prick.
Yeah.
Right? But they all came across as pricks. So it wasn't as if Maxwell Lord was coming across as this leader of the Justice Gang, whatever they're going to call them, that was looking to recruit Peacemaker, and they were sort of like, okay, this guy's not fitting in. They made all three of them just look like wankers. So that group doesn't look like it's a heroic group. It doesn't look like it's a group of people that you want to get behind. And if this is what it's being presented as in the film, Maxwell Lord's Justice Gang, we are the saviors of Metropolis and the world and whatever, and they're just all coming across as assholes.
What I think is this movie is that Superman is going to be at odds with them. He's not going to like the way that they handle shit and the way that they do stuff, and he wants nothing to do with them, and they kind of feel the same way about him. And I imagine there's going to be such a big threat at the end of this movie that they're all forced to work together. That's my guess based on what we've seen from the promotions.
And what you've seen in the leaks, if you've seen the leaks, which have all been pretty accurate. But yeah, like, Tyrone, you mentioned The Boys. The Boys is now going to infect a lot of superhero stuff, and especially specifically the TV show. I know there's a video out there that says the TV show is much better than the comic book. It's got a lot of views. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's fucking wrong.
Crazy.
Wrong as fuck. But yeah, that's going to play into it. I think it will, whether people want to or not, especially a DC superhero. But yeah, I hope they steer as far away from that as fucking humanly possible.
Why? Because it's trendy.
For one, it's a tired trope. Like,
it's dumb. I want my heroes to be heroic. Right?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest issue with a lot of like modern Marvel these days is the fact that superheroes don't act like superheroes. They're doing it for alternative reasons. Like I want to be iconic rather than saying I want to do the right thing and make the world a better place and save people. That's what pisses me off about.
Give me the vibes of Justice League Unlimited. That's what I want. I want that. I want the heroic, godlike heroes that do it for good.
Yeah.
Like, give me that. I want that vibe. I don't want like we're kind of assholes, tongue in cheek. Look at these superheroes. No, I want superheroes on a pedestal.
The writers aren't writing heroes. They're writing what they would do if they had superpowers.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, well, actually, all this was really shallow because it's just good and evil. And what actually has depth is this moral gray zone where everything's actually not just a binary, it's all a big spectrum. And they just think that's the complex.
Well, that's fine, but part of a variety is having heroic heroes and really like reluctant heroes. Like both of the ends of the spectrum are part of a archetype. So I'd like to get all shapes and sizes and kinds. That'd be nice.
Superman would be that character. That's a perfect character to do that.
He would,
to be the archetypal superhero.
I think that's what they're going to try with this movie. So we're going to have these.
I think so too.
Well, definitely with Guy Gardner, but even with Hawkgirl, they're going to be a questionable, almost anti-hero, and we're going to have this real hero come in and maybe show them the way. And I'm fine with that. Like, dude, my criticisms, like, what the fuck are these costumes? Like, explain these costumes to me. This is like you're rolling out Hawkgirl. You're rolling out Guy Gardner. And Guy Gardner's like, forget the shitty haircut. He's got a shitty costume. Like, Hawkgirls looked better in the fucking CW shows, dude. Like,
well, these are the Maxwell Lord costumes, aren't they?
But they weren't that shitty in the book. In the costume, in the comics, they were good.
Because they were still wearing their own costumes. Yes. They were just part of the Justice League. That was all.
So are they going to come at us? No, wait. Are they really going to come at us with they're supposed to look bad? And it's like,
yeah.
Well, actually, Garrett, the costumes are supposed to look awful.
The problem with the costumes is that they're all designed by the same person in reality, and they all have the similar lines and design, regardless of whether it's Superman, Guy Gardner, or fucking Ultraman or someone else. It's got the same fucking design. It's sort of come in, then go down, come in, then go down lines. And the legs all look the fucking same. The chest pieces all look the fucking same. Look at Superman's costume.
No goddamn lines. We're done with the lines. I'm fucking tired of the lines.
Well, what they've done on this, it's like a game generator where it's like you can color your own costume and it just turns out to be preset areas on each one that you can alter.
Yes.
This one's red. This one's green. This one's
They look like the Power Rangers.
Okay, calm down with the Power Ranger hate. Okay, this is a pro Power Ranger stream.
Thank you, Rags. Thank you.
You know what's a really great superhero TV show that I'm watching right now?
What?
Batgirl.
The Chosen. It's truly, it's awesome.
One's about Jesus.
Is anybody else watching it?
Yeah, once Superman.
I've watched a couple episodes, and honestly, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty binging it.
I mean, they got like 4 seasons or
five seasons.
Yeah, season 5. They just released the first 3 episodes in theaters, and that's coming out, I think.
Oh, this is about Big J.
Yeah,
Big J.
Big J. And
Jesus died at the end of season 3. Season 4.
Put up the paddle.
Jesus.
Everyone died again? What? I'm looking forward to all the Apostle spin-offs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a post-credit scene.
An Apostle story.
I want to see Paul just hanging around, man.
I just want every apostle to be conflicted and morally gray like Judas, you know?
Yeah.
Judas is actually a hero of Marvel.
Meanwhile, over at Disney, they're saying, "Oh man, this Ironheart thing. I hope we make 30 pieces of silver on this."
You're lucky.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.